Hey, what's up, guys? It's Brandon coming through some encouraging chats. Hope you guys doing okay. I'm coming from you pre-recorded from the church. It's pretty quiet the past couple weeks and making me a little sad, but it's okay. Just being alone, trying to figure that out. But we're all in this together, even if we're not together. So here's some encouraging chats with you. Continuing in the book of Ruth, we're kind of gonna go another step after what Terry talked about this past Monday. If you haven't watched that video, please go watch it, check it out, and then come back and watch this one. But we'll be in Ruth chapter 4 this week, and it's kind of after the events of Ruth putting herself in that position, letting Boaz know, like, hey, this is something I like to be, redeemed and all of that. And Boaz is like, I can redeem you because he was, and redeem means like take in Naomi and Ruth as part of his family. Sorry about that. And then we would take them in as family, and that's pretty much it. But he said there's someone even closer to Naomi that would be the redeemer. So he's going to go do this the right way. And what he does is, and first chapter 4. And if you haven't, first I would encourage you to read this. Pause this video, read chapter 4 specifically 1 through 12 for this video, and then come back and watch this. But in the first verse, it talks about how Boaz goes to the gate in Bethlehem. Basically, you know how in those movies when everyone gathers at the town hall? Well, that's what this is, the gate. That's where everyone kind of gathered. So he went up to the gate in Bethlehem and hanging out there, sat down there for a little bit, and he sees the Redeemer, the Redeemer that's closer, walking by. So he kind of like, hey, my friend, come over here real quick, and pulls him aside, and he pulls 10 of the elders of the city together and brings up the situation with Naomi and Ruth. And he tells the Redeemer what's going on, and he's like, he first just says, Naomi has some land from her husband who passed away, and would you like to redeem that land? And Naomi, and the first Redeemer's like, sure, yeah, we'll do that. And then then Boaz then mentions Ruth as well as part of that, and then he's like, never mind, I cannot do that. It'll change my inheritance and all of that, and I'm not going to do that. So Boaz then goes on to say, yes, I will redeem Naomi and Ruth. And the way things look, the way he did it correctly, went and made things happen. I think that's what Boaz wanted all along. He got to know Ruth. He knew who Naomi was, and knew Ruth to be a respectable person in the city. She'd grown, recognized to be someone that was respected, and a respectful woman. And Boaz was willing and wanting to redeem both and bring in both Naomi and Ruth into his family. And when I read that and I'm looking at it, and the parallel and how we can get something from this story is, I think that like Boaz wanted to redeem Naomi and Ruth, which he does, the same way God wants to redeem us. And we look at the close Redeemer, I don't think he was in the wrong in any part of the way, but he only wanted to redeem part of that. He probably thought Naomi's going to die first, so I don't have to do anything with that. I just have to care for her, and that's fine. But he didn't want Ruth as well. He only wanted half of what was given, and God doesn't want just half of us. God wants all of us. And Boaz wanted all of Naomi and Ruth to come into his family. And God wants the same thing for us. He wants us to come into his family. He wants every part of our life to be redeemed and to be into God's family. That no matter what you've done or who you are, he wants to redeem you. And the question I ask is, are we making ourselves to be redeemed? Just like Ruth did. Terry talked about this last week of Ruth went into the situations for Boaz to redeem her. She didn't just sit there and be like, God, I want you to redeem me and then do nothing. Or Boaz, I want you to redeem me and then do nothing. We can't just sit there and do the same thing. We have to make ourselves available to God and prepare our hearts and go to the places where God can redeem us and take that action, do that. I know for me right now, I'm finding myself with a lot more time on my hands than I did before all this Corona stuff happened. And I'm sure you guys are the same way. How can we use this time to make ourselves available? We're in a weird situation that we've never been in before, where we have more time, but time where we have to be at home and with our families and we can't really go out. So what does that look like in a time like this? I encourage you to talk to your parents. You can talk to me, you can talk to Pastor Terry or one of your small group leaders, but really your parents are right there. Go talk to them. Talk to your family about how you can make yourself available for God to redeem any part of your life that you haven't fully given him. As I said in the video last week, Ruth gave herself her whole life to following Naomi, and now Boaz. And Boaz was able to redeem her. How can we allow ourselves to fully be redeemed by God? In this last video that Terry had, he challenged all of us to make a video of sharing the gospel to whoever, your brother, sister, parent. Just practice sharing the gospel like you would to a friend. Take a video of that. It's no more than 2 minutes, and then send it to Pastor Terry. I really encourage you to do that. Challenge you guys to do that. Just practicing sharing the gospel and what that looks like, then sending that over to Terry. I thank you guys for watching, and remember, God wants to redeem you. No matter what you've done, who you think you are, God wants to redeem you. He wants you part of his family. Thanks for watching. Please like and share, and don't forget about the challenge about sharing the gospel. You guys have a fun time being quarantined.